Negotiations between India and Japan, identifying the differences. It helps build a comfortable relationship that opens the lines of communication for all future exchanges and the sharing of information for all parties to meet a shared goal. India, and what sets them apart? Well, starting with the greetings, it consists of handshaking. Males greeting females wait for the female to extend their hand first. As we see in Japanese culture, they do not shake hands, they do bowing. So an alternative for India negotiators to meet with Japanese negotiators, an alternative can be that Indians may greet with namaste while bowing and holding their hands in a prayer-like motion. They tend to function polychronic, where several things are done at once. Usually these things are due to unforeseeable circumstances. Making eye contact holds great value in India because it is seen as having interest, being honest, and sincere. Statistics, hard facts, and data are greatly valued in Indian business culture, so be prepared. Indian businesswomen participate in a kitty party. A kitty party is a means of getting acquainted and exchanging ideas or networking between like-minded women. Indian silence usually conveys understanding or agreement, whereas we'll see in the Japanese culture, silence conveys a whole nother aspect. So Japan, what sets them apart? They live in a society that is driven by competition, achievement, and success. So this leads managers and employers to be strongly motivated and willing to fight to win negotiations. They function in a monochronic fashion where they focus on one thing at a time. They finish one thing and then move to the next. To avoid disharmony, Japanese will suppress opinions and prefer to keep a calm appearance. Therefore, it's not uncommon for them to not show any emotions. Japanese usually refrain from making eye contact because they see it as being rude or aggressive. The silence in Japan is seen as a form of wisdom and emotional self-control. So, to respect Japanese business etiquette, try to resist the urge to fill silence with more talk. The strategy plan for these two countries conducting negotiations is, first off, we're going to start with information assembly. We're going to obtain any primary data from both firms. Then we're going to obtain some secondary data via the internet, like the governmental aspects, trade publications, and annual reports. Then we're going to research marketing conditions and future trends to see if they affect either parties involved, if it's negative or positive, how they affect them. And then we're going to research competitive alternatives to that the other party may be pursuing, because we want to be on our toes to see what we're up against if they decide to say that someone may have a better deal for them other than us. A great detailed and become familiar with the general profile plan of the other party. Should include historical and relationship patterns between both parties that have previously happened. Also, previous negotiation strategies that were used and past decision-making limitations would all be great details in this general profile that you would have from India looking into Japan, any business that they have done with them prior to this negotiation. Then we're going to move on to strategy development. We need a team strategy, we need a trade-off strategies, collaborative strategies, competitive attacking strategies, competitive defending strategies, and concession strategies. Then we're going to move on to developing my team. So to develop the team, we're going to have the speaker who will be able to keep things on track and allow other people to perform their duties effectively. Concession strategies are there to appease the Japanese and be brought forth by the same individual assisting in the trade-off offers, so that way they can kind of have both ends of the aspect there. The demands will be introduced by the individual who holds the highest hierarchy level in the firm. Solutions rep is to be a female for the appearance of saving face, being ethical and fair. So team roles are going to be driver, defenders, and cruisers. So the defenders will consist of the assigned speaker and the demand and solution individuals. The defenders will consist of the demands and the solutions representatives, as well as any individual who has knowledge of the issue being discussed. The cruisers are those who help gather any information prior to the negotiations, so they can be able to jump in and help the drivers and defenders with any detailed information that they may have occurred in the process. So preparation activities before we actually go through and meet with the Japanese industries is we're going to role play, and I'm going to practice my greeting approach and any script of opening ceremony, so that way I have it down pat on how I want to present myself to the Japanese. I want to familiarize myself with the negotiation strategy sequence, because I want to know what to talk about first, what comes next, and what we want to end with. I also want to prepare any visual aids and prepare for any questions that the Japanese may have pertaining to the negotiation. I do want to remember above all this that relationships are valued over statistics. So when using any visual aids, I want to make sure that I keep that in mind. Okay, well, thank you for watching or listening.